On this hunt, we're going to be chasing mule deer. I'm going to be tagging along with my dad, Doug, my brother, Logan, and my buddy, Keith. If you remember back to last November, Keith and I filmed Ted and Ben on a late season rifle hunt.
Yeah.
And in this video, we're going to be hunting in some of those same areas. We tried a variety of tactics that helped us learn what the deer were doing in the area at that time. After a slow first day of the hunt, on day 2, my dad and I went into a new area where throughout the morning we worked our way up to a glassing knob where we were able to sit and glass a long way away.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's a doe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure too. It's cool that you can see with your eyes. Yeah. It's usually how I do all my seeing. Can you tell?
I mean, I just see his horns going up.
Yeah.
That's it.
I really think I think he is just a big fork, but it's gonna be good practice regardless. We might get over there and there's a bigger one. It'd be kind of cool to know you could have killed him. Yeah.
I think I'd probably shoot him.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot to be done to get him to actually shoot him, so. I guess I'd rather have the problem of having a chance to shoot him than
Right. Then sitting here talking about it.
Well, or just, you know, we may get all the way over there. We never get a chance to shoot him.
Yeah,
you know,
well, totally.
It looks easy from here, but
Yeah. I feel like we might be able to just walk right kind of at that spot.
right, just keep in our vision.
Yeah.
The easiest part's left.
Just one up and over, down, and then back up and over. Kind of decent. But it kind of makes you realize why people spend so much time glassing for sheds. The wind is right at him.
Do you think he's gone?
I don't know. It seems hard to believe that he wouldn't be. I mean, it wasn't blowing the whole day, and then right there when we got to where we could see the spot, it started blowing hard.
Maybe why he's there. Doesn't seem like the buck's up there anymore. We made the big mile move to get over here, and while we were doing that, the wind was dead calm. And we no sooner than got up here, and the wind started blowing hard right up there. It's hard to say if he smelled us or if he just moved before we got here, because it did take us a while, but sat here for maybe an hour, haven't seen anything, and you know, there is a chance he just moved and we're about to bump him. But even if he did move, I think our confidence is kind of shot, because that wind has just been sailing up there pretty hard, so we're gonna just kind of still on our way back to the truck.
After that failed stalk with my dad, things slowed down quite a bit as far as buck sightings go. Next, I hunted with Keith, and we went into some big timber areas, and our strategy was to look for fresh sign and still hunt our way through the ridges where we've seen deer bed in the past. The most interesting part about doing this was how much buck sign that we saw that was super fresh, but still didn't actually see any deer. A lot of the rubs were still green, telling us that they had been hit very recently, but no matter how much ground we covered, we weren't seeing any deer. It didn't even seem like we were spooking any deer. So we switched it up again the next day, and we got into some broken timber where we were able to glass a little bit better with hopes of laying eyes on more deer. Throughout the day, we saw quite a few deer, but only does and very small bucks. But we did start to see a trend in their feeding pattern that day. It seemed like all the deer were feeding on a plant called mountain mahogany. It's a native shrub and something that the deer were feeding on heavily. We'd noticed that there'd be a whole group of deer standing in one spot for a long time feeding off the same plant. But after not seeing any mature bucks, we decided to go back to the timber where we were finding the most buck sign. And yet again, we had the same result. Tons of sign, no deer. The next day, my dad and brother met up with us to hunt for the rest of the season. After another slow morning in the timber, we decided to dive into a new area that we hadn't hunted yet, with the hope that we could hunt our way through the timber and ultimately get into a position where we were able to see a little bit of open country where we knew some of that mountain mahogany was growing. For most of the afternoon, it seemed like it was going to be another unproductive day, but right at about sunset, we finally laid eyes on another buck.
See him on the horizon over there? He's got a couple ways, but you can shoot him if he gets on this hillside, which he might. He might be running low on time by the time he does it. But if we just don't move, he might eventually come over. I don't think he's gonna do anything at all. Yeah. Seems like he'll just maybe stand there. Yeah, that's a pretty good sign. That buck's still just standing on top of the hill. Yeah. Bit of a confidence boost though. Seeing him. Yeah. She would have been like 10 feet further down that hill. If you did this one. Should we just bivvy here so we're in it tomorrow? Probably.
Although we never got a shot at that buck, it definitely boosted our confidence again and made us feel excited about the next couple of days of hunting. That buck was in range, but he was standing right at the top of the ridge with just his head peeking over. It didn't seem like a safe shot shooting to the top of the ridge, and we really weren't able to see his vitals either. But the interesting takeaway from that hunt is it seems like that buck heard us, walked to where he could see over the ridge, maybe even saw us and couldn't tell what we were, but then stood there for at least 35 minutes and hardly moved a muscle the whole evening. We went back to that same general area the next morning, but didn't see any bucks. So midday we relocated to an area that we had hunted the year before and got up to a high knob where we could sit on some rocks and glass. Almost an hour and a half before dark, we spotted a buck way off in the distance. Because we had so much time, we decided to just sit tight, not make a move on that buck, and see if something else showed up closer. But it ended up getting dark and we had no other deer sightings. So that night we got back to camp, made a game plan for the next morning to go back into that same area where we had seen the buck the night before. But this time, our plan was, if we saw a buck, we were going to make a move on him right away, or if we didn't see a buck, we were going to continue to glass from different angles and drop an elevation throughout the midday to get lower to where we thought maybe some of the bucks could be spending the majority of their time.
You tell ghost stories now. Halloween's over. Whole piece of stage. We got some good ones. Scream down in the hemlock draw.
Oh, we got good ones. I was cooking at the back of the truck or doing something like that, and the trash bag went. And it looked like a face like coming up looking at me, and I was about to come unglued. Once it starts getting dark most of the day.
Yeah.
I'm filming right now just because I know tomorrow someone's getting a last day buck.
Yeah.
I mean, I would go just back to that same zone, but go over where we saw those elk and that deer.
I think it's a bad idea, yeah.
Yeah. Start up there and then work your way down. As soon as we see shooter buck, I think it's like ready to just basically pick up and go right now. Because I think the chances are high that they're just gonna go pop into sight and then go out. Now, if the thing beds, then we're sitting really good.
Get on something.
Just my luck. Keith is up front, and I'm not even allowed to load my gun. Seems like the odds are just against me on this season.
catching our breathing.
Catching our breath. It almost ran off on me.
Cut up to that corner. Yeah, I mean, I just go stand by these trees and watch real quick. Make sure there's not just a doe standing there. Get up on this one. There's like 3 or 4 of them out there, it looks like. I can't tell anything about those deer. They're so far.
See straight, shoot straight.
We're gonna go that way. You and I. Okay.
Go to our little rock.
Oh, we got a little safety. It's a good start. Should have pretty good shots to that other side. Yeah. I'm gonna sit down and try to get my backpack set up so I can shoot off. Sure. Where'd you guys see that one come down through? That saddle down there. Nothing to see here. Got about a, 180 degree or more. Yeah, I remember it being pretty cool. Kind of see down everything leading up to where that saddle is that we were looking at earlier. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking we should just go down. Yeah, hop across. So it's about 2 o'clock now. Dad and I are starting to work our way down to some of these lower fingers that we've been glassing all day. We've been to 3 different glassing knobs, and Keith and Logan have been to several others as well. We started the day by seeing some does, but have not seen any bucks. The problem with some of these glassing points is we just don't have a lot of shot opportunities from them. And once you drop down in there, there's usually more trees and less rocks to get up onto glass. So since it's the last day, our plan is to now get more aggressive and drop down in there. We've been down in here before, and last time I did this exact move we're making right now. I was filming Ben and we jumped a huge buck, didn't get a shot. That buck we didn't see from the glassing points earlier that morning, so they can definitely hide in tons and tons of places out here, which is something that we know is happening. But there's trade-offs to both. The advantage of staying up high is that you can see a lot, but then if you want to be able to shoot, like I said earlier, you don't have as many chances to. So we're gonna work our way down, hopefully have more shot opportunities, but we're not gonna be able to see nearly as much. That's okay, because it's the last day. It's always been seeing them feeding on everywhere. I think it's the mountain mahogany. How did you feed these off? Are these green leaves? Sure seems like that's the plant. You just point it out. They're eating. That's what they're eating, yeah. Those does were around this morning. Pretty sure that when I was filming them, they were standing in the same spot eating the same bush. They got everything they need. They got this. We found what they've been eating. They got this whole hillside's the shade. I feel like I'm more bucky now than I did. Tracks here. This is as much of that food as we've seen. Oh, yeah. We've been seeing deer feed on this. You can see their tracks go right up to it. I've seen that multiple times. This is kind of the target species for the deer right now. You can see some more tracks right there.
there's a big one right there. Don't move. Don't move. Straight down. Right below us. About 200 yards. He's looking up this way. Right down there by that one. There's 3 trees. See how far it is? Yeah. Can you get on him? 200 yards, yeah. Are you shooting okay? Yep, I'm good. I need more rest, I think. It is a buck in there. I can't see his antlers. It is a buck, right? It is. Kill him. Damn it. Damn it. You see him? I saw him for a second. Pulled the trigger and the safety was on. Where'd he go? He went to the left, like. Everything worked perfectly. Why'd you hesitate thinking he was all of a sudden not a buck? I couldn't see his antlers. I was getting a little bit of glare. Couldn't get any better than that. Were you on him? Yeah. I pulled the trigger. When he turned sideways, I pulled the trigger. You think he did the same thing? He came out to see what that was? Yeah. Do we need to do something else? Do we need to try to... I don't even know. I don't even know either. I'm so pissed. Which way did you see him last? I thought I saw him, like, see the gaps to the left. Yeah. I just saw a hop. Let's just stand for a second. Let's just not move necessarily. I should have just freaking shot him. You should have, but just don't give up yet. And he's probably gonna hit that bottom and stay pretty low now, would be my guess. Yeah. Well, good eyes seeing him. I mean, you can't say we didn't do it right. Right. Well, I don't know that I would have seen the deer, so I'm just trying to think now, like, what we should do now. Right? How could we find him? The only chance we got is he didn't run very far, right? Like he's still down in that brush. He definitely never smelled us, but he definitely was looking right at us, obviously. He was pretty big too, wasn't he? Super mature buck. Yeah. It's like 4 times as fat as the other deer we've seen. I don't know. Really don't know what to do. I mean, at this point, we either gotta try to maybe move or just hope he shows up with inside of here, but that seems pretty low off. I think you want to try to go down that ridge, maybe. Might even just get to this tree and just see if any angle changes enough to see something. Another option that we have that might not be bad. We go to the back of this one, drop over, and then go down and peek off the end of that. You know what I mean? Yeah, that might be us if he was there. That's why it's worth going slow all the time, because they're coming to you sometimes. Well, we worked all day to do just what we did. And I blew it. I didn't miss. I just scooted around and didn't have the safety off when I pulled the trigger. I looked and I had some glare in my scope. And I couldn't see his horns, which I should have known it was, So then I went back on him and pulled the trigger, and just as he was getting ready to bound, had the safety on. Well, I know another guy that did that once. It's alright. I mean, it isn't alright. What's that? It isn't alright. I mean, it is, because we got to go on together. Yeah. I was sitting up there earlier today, and I was kind of moping. I was like, oh man, maybe we should have done this. Maybe we should have done this, thinking about all the day. Exactly what we did. We just went with our instincts, and it was perfect. Yeah. Your still hunting was phenomenal. So be proud of that. Yeah. And learn from the rest. As hard as it is in this moment, the mistakes, they suck. But trust me, I've made them. I got plenty of videos I could sift through to show you my mistakes too. Not everybody gets a chance to pat the crosshairs on one, so. I'll just look down there like, well, there he is. Oh yeah, what, last hour of the last night. That would have actually been perfect if oh yeah. Squeezed the trigger off and drilled him. Maybe now you'll kill a giant in Muzz or something. Yeah, I want to get that mule deer so bad. I know you did. I wouldn't. Got it right there. I was thinking, take it back off, but I don't think you had time. I didn't have time. I just can't believe I had the safety on. One thing is, I've been practicing, on perfect rest, and I should practice, without a perfect rest sometimes too, right? Yeah. When he turned sideways, I'm like, oh yeah, boom. And then, it's just what I wanted to happen.
Did you guys have any action?
We did at the very
10 or
end.
12
No kidding?
deer total.
No bucks, huh?
I mean,
Tiny one.
We saw one huge one.
did you?
you?
No shots.
Yeah. Think of Hayden.
Safety's on.
We were just looking over. I looked to the left, I'm like, there he is. And I got my gun up, and I was having to glare through the scope, and I looked back at Zach, and I said, I don't see any horns now. He said, yeah, he's a buck. I actually got my scope zoomed in, and he started to turn sideways to go, and I pulled in here. I think what I did when I asked about
You hit the safety again.
I turned the safety back on.
Yeah.
And he was just gone quick after that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Started right out.
Yeah.
It just sucked.
Yeah.
We did everything.
It was a tough one. So
Yeah. Only thing would have been worse if I'd have hit him and hurt him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
it could have been worse for sure. It just was like, ooh, I was sending nice 8 down text in my head already.
Oh yeah, I mean I should have had him.